Velvet, welcome.
Okay, you're live.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Monday Morning Kickstart Call. This is Linda Fields, and we spend a few minutes together every Monday at 7:45 to give you a little something to jumpstart your week. And today I'm using the subject of belonging. You know, let's just admit it, we all want to belong, don't we? And this weekend we had a conference with a bunch of people here. Some of them are around this table from many locations. And here's what's so interesting. We probably had people from age 22. Okay, start over. We're going to do all that again. Hey, good morning and welcome to the Monday Morning Kickstart Call. This is Linda Fields. I want to talk to you today about the subject of belonging. It's something we all crave, and it's something that we can all create, a sense of belonging for others, and that often gives you your own sense of belonging. So let me unpack that a bit. We have people around the table today from as far away as Canada and Philadelphia and Ohio and Colorado and many places. And we have people that have been in our event this weekend from their 20s to their 70s. And we've had several different races present. And do you know what the most common comment I get is? People would kind of come up to me and say in a hushed tone, "Thank you for doing this. Thank you for having this." And then they would go on to say, "I felt so welcome. I felt so at home." And then most people say something like, "I felt like I belonged." And you know, when you get that sense that you actually belong somewhere, it does so much for your heart. And I've watched some people that come into a new event, and at first they're kind of surveying the situation. We all do it, right? Checking out the speaker, deciding if you like them or not, seeing who else is there, anybody weird there you need to stay away from, anybody really great there you want to get next to. Like, you know, you're sorting out the land, and we all do that kind of thing. And what I observe often, a lot of people will come in, and at the very beginning, they're little standoffish. I like to talk about Curtis. The first event he was in, he was like this the whole time, just daring me to make a difference in his life. And God got hold of him by the end, and it was a really sweet story. But we all do that, whether we do it with our body language or we do it inside. We're checking out. Is this safe? Is this a good place for me? Is this a place where I can enter in? So we all have that analysis going on. Now, the first meeting, there's always a lot more of that. By the end, I love this. People won't leave the room. They're exchanging phone numbers. They're taking selfies. They're just talking about what they're going to do. Then I start seeing on their Facebook, they're posting pictures with new friends. And it's all because they were given an invitation to belong. Now, this is an atmosphere I love to create. Someone said to me the other day, you usually create that atmosphere. And I was thinking about how to explain it, and then I thought, hey, I already explained this. It's in the Find Your Why Forward book. And I have a model of leadership. I have 2 leadership teachings in that book that are introduced. And one of them is the CEL model, C-E-L. And I just want to give you these 3, C-E-L, so that you can take this concept today and then go create this in your work or your community. So the C stands for celebrate. When you are creating an atmosphere, and I want to tell you this works if you're the soccer mom creating a committee. It works if you're a student and you're working with a study group. It works in your church. It works in your business. It works in any setting where we're working with people. The very first thing you have to do is celebrate vision. You have to celebrate vision by casting vision, and then you also celebrate the individual. And it's very powerful if you do those close together. So for instance, in the Impact 17, we told everybody, all right, our vision for this event is to help you believe again in what God's put in your heart and hope against hope and become that person, become more of that person. So that vision was cast out loud in worship and music on slides. And then very soon, I brought people into it individually by some stories that we shared about Gideon and how he felt weak and trembling and hiding from the enemy. And God said, "Oh, you mighty man of valor." He spoke right into his identity. And the Lord does that for you and me. And this is what we do when we're creating a sense of belonging. Cast vision first, and then celebrate the individual and help them picture themselves in that vision. God didn't just tell Gideon, I have a mighty task for you. I have a mighty plan. He said, oh, you mighty man of valor. He spoke right into his identity. And so for you and I, when we're leading a team and we cast that vision, the very next thing you want to do is call the person into it with a personal identity connection to the vision. Does that make sense? And so once you've done that, you've celebrated vision, you've celebrated the individual, and you've connected the two. And that's very, very powerful. You want to connect the two. So celebrate vision, celebrate people, connect the two. Connect the person in the vision. In fact, I even wrote connect people, I-N vision, and then connect people and help them envision, E-N-V-E-V-I, however you spell that, any more coffee. So connect the two, the vision and the people. All right, the E stands for excellence. Once you have a person coming into your sphere and they're starting to feel that they belong, serve them with excellence. Excellence in process, excellence in word and deed, excellence in listening. Just as you serve them, have that bar very high, the bar of excellence that honors people. And this continues to help people to what? Belong. Because if you say you like me and you say you've got a big vision and you say I can be a part, well then what I'm looking to see is that do you really mean it? Is there really a place for me here? And so when we serve each other in the context of an event with excellence, we have good notes, we have a schedule, we work on a surrounding that is pleasant and pleasing, we pray over it. So all of those are ways I like to serve people in excellence. Now you do the same thing in your business, even by just showing up on time, having people employed according to their gifts and talents so they can shine, and seeing everybody from the janitor to the CEO on a level playing field. That's also very important. As soon as people get a taste or a hint that there's some kind of an elitist strategy, they're going to start backing away. We've all been there, right? And so, you're used to maybe going to networking meetings where you're sizing up the crowd, and you also know you're being sized up, right? And so then there's this kind of this feeding frenzy on exchanging cards and booking meetings. And I've had people say, I don't want to come to an event for a marketplace thing and feel like I'm in a speed dating contest for business, where I'm going to get approached next week for $25,000 for 25 meetings where I'm going to listen to a pitch. So we have to create the right context for these things. Good morning, Stacy. Glad you're here. Good morning, Shauna. Glad you guys are here. So when we serve, we spell out the rules. And in our agreement for our events, we always say, okay, we're going to show up and expect our best behavior to show up. We're going to give ourselves permission to be excellent. We're going to catch each other being excellent. We're not going to promote our business here unless we're asked. If somebody says, hey, I heard you're an accountant. I need an accountant. Can we meet later? That's fine. That's going to happen. But it's all in how you do it, and we wait to be asked. So excellence makes people feel safe, and then they know we mean what we said when we cast vision and called them into it. And you know what the third letter L stands for? You can probably guess it. It's just love. It's loving each other. Love is the glue that holds everything together. And love causes you to do all kinds of things that might be a little unusual. And I used to love on my team in a different setting. I love my team here in a way that works for what we do together. Like I'm going to have the team for Impact 17 over for a little dinner soon, and we're going to talk about all the good stuff God had, and we're going to get everyone their favorite candy bar or tea bag or kombucha thing or whatever they want. But the point is, it has to be what they want, right? Yeah, so I'm going to honor what you want. But in my team, in prior years, what I would do is really observe their teamwork, because that's where a lot of things come out. And when I could tell people were about to crater because of the pressure, we would either watch a funny movie, or we would have a dance break. We would just put on the music over the whole intercom system, and all these stuffy engineers wearing polyester pants and like pocket protectors with 16 pins and highlighters right here. They all come out of the back room, just dancing and leading the charge. And it's hilarious. I mean, their facial expression didn't change, but they were having fun. You could tell by what they were doing. So we found ways to dispel the tension, and ways to just say, we see you. We know it's stressful right now. Let's breathe in and breathe out. And so we need to look for those chances to love each other in a way that's, you know what it says, all these things, it says, I see you. That's the point. It says, I see you, I see who you are, and I'm listening to you, and I value you. So when we do these things, we create a culture of belonging, and it's what everyone's craving. With social media, people have transferred this idea of being connected to the internet, which is nothing like the connection I'm talking about here in a real life team. Now, we have to know how to be savvy and connect on the internet, and the internet is a wonderful tool, but we can't substitute that for the human dynamic. So those are a few thoughts for you on how to create an atmosphere of belonging. And again, we're going to do CEL, celebrate vision and celebrate people, help them see themselves in it. Then we're going to serve with excellence, which makes people feel safe and know that we meant what we said. And excellence applies to process and all the things we do in word and deed. And then we're simply going to love each other and let our motivation be love. When you do those things, you'll have a team that will fight to the death for you. They will work around the clock with you. They will line up with you on any front and go to the mat, because they know they count, and they know they're safe with you, and they know that you love them. So that's what we want to do. Jesus did that with a group of 11 guys, right? Changed the world, 11 or 12 guys there, however that all worked out. And so that's our model, and we want to work that same way. So God bless you. What we're going to do is take just a couple of minutes. What time do we have? 7:57. That's not like a plane. I'm going to get on a plane in just about an hour, so I got to get out of here. But let's just I want to hear a story of a leader you had that made you feel like you belong. Who has got that story? You might be at the table. You might be online here. Who's got something you could tell us about a leader that made you feel like you belonged and like you were in a safe place and that you would have done anything for them? All right, Monique, can we get this? Come over here. All right, we're going to get Monique to tell her story in the remaining 2.5 minutes.
Hi, I'm Monique Spalding, and I'd just like to share a story with you of a full bird colonel. Her name is Ann McDonald in the United States Army. She's actually a 1-star retired general as of today, but when she was my commander, my brigade commander, she was a full bird colonel. And we were in a worship service, and I went down to the altar to receive something from Jesus, and I was worshiping the Lord, and she came over to me and she said to me, she looked at me as a colonel, and I was one of her soldiers, and she touched me on my forehead and she said, "You have some unique gifts." And she spoke into my life, and from that point until today, she's a mentor unto me. She supports me. She understands me. She's excited in the journey that I'm taking with the Lord Jesus Christ, and I thank God for her.
Stay right there. That's beautiful. So that's Monique's story. We'd love to hear yours too. You can email it or post it on our Facebook, and we'll talk again next week. Go and make somebody else have a place to belong.